Well, good morning, friends and family. Welcome to this Friday, September 6th edition of the Walking with Jesus devotional. Today we are on pages 35 and 36 of our reader, where we're reading the story of Jesus' teaching on the Beatitudes. This comes from two Gospels, and of course the more famous one is from Matthew, but we'll also be reading from Luke. So, Matthew 5, 1 through 12. One day, as he saw the crowds gathering, Jesus went up on the mountainside and sat down. His disciples gathered around him, and he began to teach them. God blesses those who are poor and realize their need for him, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. God blesses those who mourn, for they will be comforted. God blesses those who are humble, for they will inherit the whole earth. God blesses those who hunger and thirst for justice, for they will be satisfied. God blesses those who are merciful, for they will be shown mercy. God blesses those whose hearts are pure, for they will see God. God blesses those who work for peace, for they will be called children of God. God blesses those who are persecuted for doing right, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. God blesses you when people mock you and persecute you and lie about you and say all sorts of evil things against you because you are my followers. Be happy about it. Be very glad, for a great reward awaits you in heaven. And remember, the ancient prophets were persecuted in the same way. And then the reading from Luke 6, 17 through 26. When they came down from the mountain, the disciples stood with Jesus on a large level area surrounded by many of his followers and by the crowds. There were people from all over Judea and from Jerusalem and as far north as the seacoasts of Tyre and Sidon. They had come to hear him and be healed of their diseases. And those troubled by evil spirits were healed. Everyone tried to touch him because healing power went out from him, and he healed everyone. Then Jesus turned to his disciples and said, God blesses you who are poor, for the kingdom of God is yours. God blesses you who are hungry now, for you will be satisfied. God blesses you who weep now, for in due time you will laugh. What blessings await you when people hate you and exclude you and mock you and curse you as evil because you follow the Son of Man. When that happens, be happy. Yes, leap for joy, for a great reward awaits you in heaven. And remember, their ancestors treated the ancient prophets the same way. What sorrow awaits you who are rich, for you have your only happiness now. What sorrow awaits you who are fat and prosperous now, for a time of awful hunger awaits you. What sorrow awaits you who laugh now, for your laughing will turn to mourning and sorrow. What sorrow awaits you who are praised by the crowds, for their ancestors also praised the false prophets. So just a thought on this Friday. The reality is this life is not our primary life. This life is not our home. This place, for all that we invest in it, for all that we have in it, for all that we do here, is not where we are to focus. We are to focus our lives on Christ. And that means being real honest that we're not always going to be accepted here. We're not always going to be liked here. And we're not always going to be wanted here. But God has greater things in store for us in the life to come. And so I just want to say this as a word of caution as we move into this weekend. Who are you seeking approval from? Who do you want praise from? Who are you seeking blessings from? Are you seeking blessings from God? Are you seeking approval and praise from God? Or are you seeking the people of this world and the things of this world? Because both of those point to a direction. Both of those point to a trajectory. And Jesus is very clearly warning us that where our trajectory is pointing is what we will reap. Hope you have a blessed Friday.